Alright guys, this is the Kahr PM9. This is Kahr Fan coming at you with my second gun review. I wanted to talk to you guys about my #1 favorite concealed carry choice. This is the Kahr PM9, a great gun. Anyone out there that's looking for a concealed carry gun, I guarantee you someone along the way will steer you towards one of the famous 380s. The Ruger LCP, the Sig Sauer P238, the Kel-Tec P3AT. They could go on and on with the list. Guys, don't forget about this gun on your search. All those guns I named off are all 380s. This is a 9mm. Why would you not go for a 9mm if you could get it with the same size package as most 380s? This is a wonderful gun. Nothing wrong with a 380 for those of you that are really into 380s, but the price of 9 is a lot cheaper than the price of 380. Keep that in mind. Guys, the couple of talking points, I want to dive in and really talk about some things with this gun. Again, this gun is safety checked. There is no magazine, and there is no round in the chamber. So let's go ahead and get started with this gun here. A couple of things. What is this gun for? Well, first of all, this is a concealed carry gun. That is its primary role. It was designed to be carried in the waistband, maybe in a pocket. I haven't found much luck carrying it in my pocket. I love the in the waistband holsters for this, though. It's a great gun. It is double action only. In other words, you rack the slide, fire your first round, you pull the trigger all the way back. When it fires, the slide will reset itself, but there is no hammer that you can see, and the trigger pull is all the way back. There's no safety also in this gun. The safety is the trigger pull. Okay? Great gun. It serves a purpose. That's what all that there is for. The double action only is put in place because when you need this weapon, you should be able to pull it out, point, and just pull the trigger, and it should do the job. You shouldn't have to worry about a safety. You shouldn't have to worry about flipping any switches or pushing any buttons or pulling a hammer back. Point and shoot. That's what this gun is designed for. Point and shoot. So let's talk about a couple of things. When you buy the gun, you do get a 5-round magazine, and it does sit somewhat flush, but not perfectly, into the gun. You can see it kind of hangs down there. Mine, when I release the magazines, they do not always fall free. That's something that I've contacted Kahr about, and I'm going to be sending my gun in to see if maybe it's gun specific. A lot of newer cars I've noticed the magazines do fall free. This is the 6-round magazine. You can do 6 in here plus 1 in the chamber. It equals up to 7 rounds. This magazine that comes with the gun has an extended pinky grip on the bottom here, so I can wrap my whole hand around it, and my pinky has a place to rest. Is it necessary? Not really. It does help. It makes it feel more comfortable. It's good for on the range, but for me, my pinky does not sit on here, and I still find this gun rather enjoyable to shoot, even at the range. But it's good for concealed carry. The size was designed for concealed carry, so that's why it's so small. A couple of things, too, about the gun. I wanted to add on the trigger pull. Some guys complain. They say it's too far. Now, I've already covered that that's a safety feature, but this trigger pull, and I'll show you, I'll pull the trigger on it and show you, it is very smooth, and when it releases, it's not a whole lot of force. It's just enough to keep you safe. So, there's nothing wrong with the trigger on this. I hear a few guys complain. The sights on here is one of my complaints that I do have. They are good sights for a gun of this size. I just wish Kahr would have made this with a 3-dot sight system instead of this bar dot sight. Not a big fan of that. But it does work nonetheless. Another big issue a lot of guys have with this gun. The manufacturer says that when you load this weapon, you're not supposed to slingshot the magazine like so many of us do. They say that you are supposed to lock the slide back like so. When you get your magazine in, you load the first round with your slide release like that. You just push down and load the first round. It does work both ways. I've loaded it both ways. I have found, though, that the manufacturer, imagine this, is correct. They made the gun. I think they would know. Using this actually works a little better. This gun is designed to carry with one in the chamber at all times, so you shouldn't ever get into a situation where you need to pull out the gun and rack the slide before you pull the trigger. The gun is designed to pull out from your holster and fire. There should be pull out of your holster, rack the slide, and fire. So a lot of the complaints that you'll see on YouTube, to me, are not very valid. So yes, if you use the gun properly, meaning that you put your magazine in, use the slide release to load the first round, and carry it with one in the chamber at all times, this gun is flawless. I have no problems. When I broke the gun in, how many jams did I get, Kahr Fan? Everyone asked me. 0. Never got any jams out of this gun. Not a single one. What kind of ammo did you use when you were breaking it in, Kahr Fan? Well, guys, I used the cheapest ammo on the planet. I went to Walmart and bought some of that cheap knockoff stuff that barely fires out of most guns, and it still worked out of this. No failure to feeds, no stovepipes, no nothing. It worked perfect every time. I even shot a whole bunch of my defensive loads out of here. I use, roll this into the camera, the Winchester Supreme Elite, the PDX-1 hollow points. They are awesome. This is a plus P round. It is a hot, hot round. I will tell you, this gun is loud and kicks like a mule when you use those rounds. Again, works perfectly. Your mileage may vary. Not going to say my situation is the same for everyone, but Kahr does make a quality arms. One of the other complaints I hear a lot of guys say that I want to go ahead and kill, because I know that people are going to come up and they're going to see this video and they're going to wait for me to make the same complaint. I'm not going to. When you buy the gun, a lot of guys complain. They say the slide is hard to pull back. They say the trigger pull is horrible, which I've already covered. They say it's hard to disassemble the gun. Yes, 2 out of those 3 things are true. The trigger pull is perfectly fine. The slide, when you buy this gun, oh my lord, yes, it's extremely hard to pull back. I can pull this thing back with ease now because it's past the break-in period. Read your manual, please. Anyone that says that this gun is hard to rack the slide, read your manual. It does cover that in there. If you break in this gun using 200 plus rounds, which is what Kahr says is your break-in period, this slide is no longer as difficult to pull back. Now, is a Glock slide easy to pull back? Well, of course. Glock slides are very simple to pull back.